Greetings and salutations to all the citizens of Zamunda. Hope all is well and you all had a great weekend and are ready to get this party started for this new trading week. Let's jump right in. We have, I heard the click. That means I listen for the mess up my system.
Don't
Oh,
do me.
I'm telling you what's about to happen. So for pre-market for the Dow, let's start with Dow futures is down 0.30%. S&P futures down 0.26%. NAS futures down 0.37%. Um, Stocks futures fall after Dow's worst week since October, is what they're telling us. European market all down. DAX down 0.49%, FTSE down 0.30%, CAC down 0.12%, FTSE Milano down 0.36%, and Stock 600 down 0.33%. Asia mixed, mostly down though. ASX 200, which is Australia, down 1.82%. The Nikkei down 2.19%. Kospi down 0.77%. But HSI up the most, 1.43%, and Shanghai up 0.74%. Japan's Nikkei leads losses. In Asia, China exits deflation territory as consumer prices rise. They got their own mixed situation happening over there, trust me. Um, Especially over in China, but I won't even get into that. But the Dow Jones Industrial Average technically, well, now it's about to not be unchanged, but S&P 500 and NASDAQ were all unchanged until that bell rung. So we're going to get into that in a second. Russell 2K, though, was down 0.10%, and the VIX was up slightly to 1563. That's 6.04% higher. And here to tell you that should be very interesting because over the past I would say maybe month or so, it has been fluctuating, but it did hit somewhere around 12, 10 to 12, I believe. So it has been doing its climb over the past month or so. But also remember that a lot of the stocks have hit highs as well. Um, so we can expect some pullback, I would imagine. So anyway, let's bounce on over to Mancini. For the past 6 weeks in SPX, we've seen Thursday squeeze, then Monday hangover or pullback, and seeing it this week after running 52.45 target on Friday. Plan today 51.63.58, which is 51.58 supports. Must hold 51.82. First up to reclaim triggering to 5,200 plus. If 51.58 fails, there's a big sale to should be probably 51.35 first stop. All right, so 51.58 is the main number that we are going to be focusing on in terms of the one that needs to hold. That's the one that needs to toe the line. Otherwise, there's going to be a nice little drop. I shouldn't even say little, but be a nice drop. And then back to life, back to reality. I'm gonna change this number right now while I am thinking about it. And I have it in my sights. We're going to do this, yes, and a refresh. 5135. All right. So main number 5158. That's one that we're going to be looking at. I'm going to put this on my chart. This is SPX. This is actually the 15-minute chart, but it doesn't matter. I'm just putting this 51.58 in here as the main number for Mancini, so that I will have it on the chart and we'll be watching it throughout the day to see what happens. So we'll see. This is already off, but we about to see what's going to go down. 51. Yeah, that's it. All right. Let's go back to looking at, we got some earnings. You can tell when earnings is about to slow down sometimes, or switch up, I guess you could say, because you stop seeing all of the heavy hitters that you used to seeing. All the big names. We don't have as many jumping in right now. But before the open today was Ballard, Fortrea, LTech, Silvercrest, Legend, Biotech, and Endeavor Silver. After close today is Oracle, Asana, KC, Vail Resorts, Ocular Therapeutics, Life MD, Mission, Assertio, Cyto MX, and I believe that's Play Studios. Because of Oracle and probably Asana, but well, I'll just go to Tuesday. Before the open on Tuesday is ADM. I'm not sure what on is, but Coles, Workhorse, Boss, IGT, Haggerty, Manchester United, which is actually a soccer team, Blade, and AWH. That is before open on Tuesday. Then after close, it's going to be Clover, Hydrofacial, Funwear, Allbirds, Energy Vault, PHX Minerals, 360 Finance, Guild Mortgage, Purple, and Heron Therapeutics. Those will be at the beginning of the week. I will say, with this mix so far, if you trade to sector ETFs, you definitely want to be aware of XLV, which is healthcare, XLP, which is consumer staples, and XLY, which is consumer discretionary, because you got a little bit of all of those mixed in there for the beginning of the week. Wednesday and Thursday are also big days. Normally, I don't go through this whole week's worth, but there's enough in here. Dollar Tree, which I know some of us trade, is on Wednesday before the open. Zim, who I'm totally ignoring right now because they did some stuff that I didn't appreciate last year. Arcos, Dorados, Petco, Village Farms, Williams Sonoma, Vera Bradley, ADC Therapeutics, Silence Therapeutics. Notice we've been seeing a lot more, therapeutics. That's, therapeutics. A lot of that is going to be in your healthcare space in XLV. GBLI, again, this is all on Wednesday before open. And then after close on Wednesday is UiPath, Sentinel One, Lennar, ESS Incorporated, Vroom, Grow Generation, Valco Energy, FTC Solar, Anika, and Coin Pharmaceuticals. So now you're starting to see a little bit of EV space creeping in there. But again, you still got like these stores. Well, I'll just call them stores. And then on Thursday, and my expectation would be Thursday and Friday would be the days that we might see the most kind of volatility. I'm not guaranteeing it, but just based on before and after close, you got Dollar General, which of course is a competitor to Dollar Tree. You have Dick's Sporting Goods, Futu, Canadian Solar, which there's another solar company. Build-A-Bear, G3, Autolus, Weibo, which is right here, Go Health, and Solo Brands. That's before market open. And then you got the biggest, I would say, names, if you want to say it that way, would be Thursday after close, because you have Adobe. And if you trade Adobe, you definitely want to be paying attention to what's going on with them, because they've been bouncing around, mostly dropping, really gapping down. Whenever they're, at least it seems that way, whenever there's an announcement with what Microsoft is doing, because Microsoft is kind of leading the charge in AI in certain areas. And so that's being reflected with Adobe. So that's aftermarket, or shall I say after close on Thursday. And then it's also Blink Ulta, who is very popular with a lot of traders, at least from what I could tell. PagerDuty, Smartsheet, Rigetti, Copen, Wheaton Precious Metals, Frazia, and Vax Art. So this is probably the, I want to say, second or third metals related report happening. PHX Minerals is the other one for the week. So that's another thing to be paying attention to. And then Friday, before open, you have Jabil, Embraer, Soul House, Town Square, and Telos. I have no idea what any of those are. I'm not going to front. They do sound, a couple of them sound familiar. Telos and Jabil sound familiar, but I think this is, I believe Town Square is medical, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so you got enough of a mix where you can expect some volatility, which normally we're going to expect volatility during earnings anyway. But this particular week, there's enough across the board where, you know, there could be volatility in multiple areas, or at least multiple sectors. So that's something to be aware of, because there's in Adobe, I didn't mention this. So then Adobe and PagerDuty, UiPath, that is going to be an XLK. So I mentioned XLV, healthcare, XLY, consumer discretionary, XLP, consumer staples. Got to put XLK in there because that's tech. So you got a little bit of everything in there. So that's definitely something to, you know, you're gonna want to stick with your charts and you know, be as safe as possible as it relates to the charts. Thank you to everybody who came to Cash Flow on Saturday, by the way. Totally appreciate their support. And hope you had a great time. There was a lot of takeaways, and I definitely received a lot of feedback. So that was awesome of you all to show up and kick it. And I hope you enjoyed the takeaways. We did post some takeaways in the E2T group and the Friday night study group. This is March 11th. There was nothing reported for the Forex Factory. Nothing showed up for today, but on investing.com there was some stuff. So what we had for 9 o'clock was the CB Employment Trends Index for February, which was 1 star. 10 o'clock, the New York Fed 1-year consumer inflation expectations, 11, which is 2 stars. 11:30, 1 star, 3-month bill auction. 11:30, a 6-month bill auction, and noon was the 3-year note auction. Shout out to everybody we can see on the call today: Janae, Marsha, Dawson, Lady T, Karen C, Deborah Moore, Sizzlane, which was my favorite bacon growing up, B. Spencer, and Ephraim Hamilton. Ephraim Hamilton. I hope I'm saying that right. That's a biblical name, by the way. So yeah, that's what we got. We're gonna swing around real quick and just take a look at SPX. Oh, and before I forget, also shout out to our Alyssa Pinkleton, who is the sponsor of the cash flow game.
Powered by Educator to Trader.
Can I finish what I was saying or no?
I'm just saying, I like those words. I always like when people say "powered by," and I'm like, well, what does that mean? That's who wrote who underwrote the money.
as I was saying, shout out to Alyssa Pinkleton for sponsoring the link. You see how black
Yes.
people can't take a compliment. They got to go
I could. I
way.
mean, I just like the words powered by. But I do want to say, if you're hanging out with us here, please go ahead and like and subscribe, like and share. Tell the people about what's going on over here in our channel, right? Like and
And I
subscribe
finished my
while you're here.
compliment though. I was trying to
You
get you.
can.
This is
Okay, go ahead.
no, you know what?
Continue.
You ruined it. You ruined
I
it.
ruined your
You
compliment
ruined
because
it.
I
Just
said I was
forget it.
powering it. Okay, well,
I'll inbox it. I'll just inbox it because
no. You need to praise out loud.
no, you don't want your flowers. You don't want your flowers.
I want
You
my
don't want your flowers,
flowers. Yes,
man.
I do. I want my
This is how
flowers.
see. This is why people don't get flowers because they want to make their own garden. But I'm gonna give myself flowers. Who does that?
Well, sometimes you have to give yourself flowers
You
because you
know what?
sometimes you
Not
wait
in
on
the
people to
middle of
give you
somebody
flowers.
else giving them to you.
Oh, well,
No,
yes,
that's
it's true.
not
You
how it
don't go
works.
by your own. Okay, continue. I'm jumping out. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thanks to our Alyssa Pinkleton for the third time. Thanks to our Alyssa Pinkleton for sponsoring the Cash Flow 101 first second Saturday, powered by E2T. So we have the ability to be online and learn how to grow our investment knowledge using Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow game.
Yes. Yes. It was a lot of fun. It always is. It goes, comfortably. We got kicked out of the game. I don't know what that's all about, but it was good. The conversation is always really good during the cash flow because so many different ideas pop up while you're talking about different things in life that have, sometimes to do with stock and sometimes nothing to do with stock, but it's good. Good stuff.
Hey, Deanja. Hope all is
Dianya.
well. What?
Dianya. Her name is Dianya. I'm just helping you out.
I see a J.
That don't mean it's pronounced like that. You see a J when you Jose, but that's pronounced Jose.
Well, since she's not saying it out loud, I got to go by what I'm reading. She didn't
Which
put the
is why
phonetic on
I'm
there.
telling you. That's why I'm telling you that it's
Okay.
Dianya.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Anytime. That's what I'm here
Michelle
for. I'm here
Roberts,
to power it.
hello.
I'm here to power things.
No, absolutely not. Marsha, Marsha Dawson, hello. I'm here to power things. Really? Okay. I'm gonna assume that that our listener knows her personally.
I don't. I'm just saying that I know it's Dianya. We've talked about it before. Because
Dianya. Okay.
I asked the same question when she first came into our ecosystem, as you call it, and she told me it was Dianya.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Well, hello, Dianya.
He'll have it
But
right from now
but
on,
I
honey.
do
He'll do
think
it
that there
right.
should be a Y.
Don't tell her mama how to spell her name.
I'm not saying that, but you can make your chat name whatever you want.
Now, from that standpoint, potentially, yes.
Yeah. So to avoid
Hmm.
confusion,
Hmm.
especially in the morning, first thing in the morning on the YouTube live broadcast, you put a Y on there. That's all I'm saying. Just help a brother out.
For those who are taking a little bit extra among us.
All right. I'm just saying. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Anyway, there has not been a breakout yet for our 15-minute. Those who trade the 15-minute breakout. There's not been one quite yet. But you know how this works. It's gonna try to do a little something, something. So we gotta be prepared for that. There was a gap down this morning. The gap down from here to here. I'm gonna put this on here. So we know that there's always a chance that it's gonna try and fill that. So we're gonna put that there. That purple is for the gap information. So let's do it this way. Looks something like that. Trying to get both lines on there so we can, yeah. So we're trying to wait to see if this is gonna pop out of here and make some moves. Personally, since it gapped down, I would not expect that it's going to fill the gap right away. Meaning I would definitely give it some time to watch and see. But we also have seen over the past few weeks and some change that it will come out of the zone, but not drift that far away, and sometimes move back in. So there hasn't been a whole lot of it bouncing all the way out and continuing in one direction. I've seen it move back and forth. So you definitely have for sure have to keep an eye on it. But what's happening with earnings and things of that nature, you want to definitely keep a watchful eye. So you want to keep doing that. I feel like we hit all the main things. I'm looking and I don't see anything extra. We don't have a calendar for March. We don't have a calendar for March. We don't have a calendar for March yet. I'm just saying. I'm just saying we don't have one yet.
Oh yeah, that's what you're just saying. I'm just saying we don't have one yet. Yes,
I'm
we
just
don't.
saying.
And my, you know what though, it's weird because my mind will tell me to create these things like when in the right time, and then the thought will slip, and then next thing I know it's the 11th, and because I looked at it at the
Yeah,
28th, like I need to make a calendar, and then next thing I know there was no calendar. So
yeah,
I will get us a calendar. Don't worry.
yeah. So everybody, just somewhere around the 20th of March, we'll get a calendar for March.
Oh, do not try me. Do
Somewhere
not
after St. Patrick's Day.
even. Do not even try
Somewhere,
me.
somewhere after St. Patrick's Day, we probably end up with a nice little calendar.
No, no, no. The
We
calendar will be
we
coming
we
straight away.
please tell us about the upcoming events that we have.
Yes. So, of course, this week we have the take this off the screen, Jenny. This week we have uh, I can
What are you
remove it,
talking
but
about?
then
What
I
now? You
want you to
want me to stop
remove.
sharing?
Yes, please. If I
There
do
you
it, you'll
go.
be whining about, did you? Why you take my stuff out? Anyway,
Why
you
you shut
know.
my system down? Is more
Yeah,
accurate.
yeah, that's what you say. Yeah, yeah. Lady Tanya said, "Do you need some water?" Do you need some? He needs some milk. Y'all remember that meme that talked about? I think he needs some milk. Yeah, he on one today, Michelle. Anyway, we have this coming Wednesday. We're going to have the start of the Options 411 for newbies 3-day challenge, right? We've got a good number of people who are all signed up, but we're going to start it on Wednesday. We've got stuff that's going to happen each of these days. And I'm going to grab the slides real quick so that way we can see the stuff that's going to be on here. Each day, we're going to have some stuff happening. First day, we're going to talk about why even do options. You really could just stick with shares. Some people, you could be cool with that, and that's cool. I think both of them yield their potential benefits. Going to talk about that, some basic information about options, and what do you need to be able to trade. On day two, we're going to talk about brokers and specific account things, which is interesting because a lot of people maybe want to follow on or hang out with us, but then they're not necessarily in think or swim yet. They may be newbies. So we're going to talk about what could be some other alternatives that you can use to join up and start to trade options, right? Some charting is going to be included on day two, which will be Thursday. And we're going to talk about whether you use options for passive or active trading. It can be used for both, right? And then on day three, which will be next Friday or this Friday, not next Friday, this Friday, we're going to talk about selling versus buying. How do you trade options for weekly money, right? So everything is recorded. We do record everything. So if you miss a time or you want to be able to go back and refer back or whatever, or you miss some piece of information and want to go see it again, it is recorded and provided for you as a part of your fee. If you're a part of our membership, you're automatically like grandfathered in. I'm not sure where they got the word grandfathered from. You're automatically grandmothered and grandfathered in to being a part of all the things that I do, the educator to trader powers. You're automatically included in those things. So if you join the membership, of course, you get that and all the other benefits that we have in the membership. But definitely go if want to hang out with us in our ecosystem and want to do it at a low cost startup, then you can go ahead and join the Options 411 for newbies challenge. It's $97 for those 3 days. You can register at educator to trader com. If you got some more questions, feel free to send me a message and ask me whatever questions you have. You need some clarifications and all. We can provide all that for you. If you decide that the membership is something that you'd rather just jump on in, so where you can get all the benefits of the E2T community, including the one who powers it, then I'm loving that word, by the way. I will continue to use that just in case you were wondering.
Please do not.
Uh,
Please do not.
will, will. So yeah, if you want to join the membership, and you can do that too. It's also $97, and then you get the whole month worth of stuff. If you're part of the $97 membership, or you can just pay the 97 and join the challenge only. Up to you. But we would love to have you join us and pass the word. I am giving an affiliate piece of change, affiliate bag to those who help us out. So $27 from each membership goes to the individual who helps other people find their way to us. And yeah, that way that'd be a good way to you to make some money off of just passing the word. Doesn't cost you anything to pass the word, right? And if you can pass the word and make a few more dollars, then we'll take it, right? We'll take it. All righty. I think that was what I wanted to say as far as that went. Back to you, Jamie. I keep wanting to call you by your whole name, but people get sensitive. I can be on one too. Don't come for me.
You definitely don't want to be doing that, fam. You definitely don't
At
want to be
least you
doing that,
followed it
Jay.
up with fam. I do appreciate that. But
You don't want to be doing that. That's what you don't want to be doing.
this is what you don't want to do, okay? This ain't what you want.
this
Mhm.
is this is the 15-minute chart for SPX, and it is still not fully outside of that 15-minute zone, but it is definitely pushing down right now. But it has not broken out yet. It is not broken out yet. There's a couple zones that could be potential spots where it may stop. So I'm gonna mark those. And when I say stop, I don't mean like completely halt, but I just mean where it may very well bounce and or have a little resistance. So the main one I'll do is I'll do these two. And where I'm going with that is it turned around back here, right? And then same thing right here. And then it did the same thing down here, one level down. So those are the next two that I'll be looking at. And then, of course, under all of that is another gap. So there's a gap down here. And again, this is on the 15-minute chart. So if you're not looking at the 15-minute chart, you probably will not see all of this. But definitely these gaps are here. So SPX is definitely sandwiched in between two sets of gaps on the 15-minute chart. But as of right now, it is still not outside of the our zone that many of us would normally wait for. But I do have a question. I didn't see any charts in the box, but here's our list of question. Since she wants to power everything,
Oh, here we go.
how about we power this answer? So for ES, this is a question about overnight stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
So for ES, and I'm just going by ES, it is. I just want to make sure I'm understanding the concept that I keep hearing people talking about. First of all, let me get this cleared up real quick. Put about 30. Oops, 30. All right. So when we're judging these numbers for the overnight stuff. So let's say, are we judging it from like, okay, we'll use Friday, the close of Friday. We'll use that as an example on the ES. So I understand that this ran 24 hours.
Yes.
ES is going to keep going 24 hours. So let's say close at well, this is the 8th. Where's the 8th? That's the 10th. Nope, there's the 8th. Okay. So this close, or depending on how you want to look at it, 345 closed at 51.28. So this closed at 51.28 and it gapped up at some point, let's say over the weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
So by the time we get to, and this is what it did over the weekend, so are we saying that we will be expecting this at some point to come down?
Yeah, I mean, just most things fill gaps, right? So, I mean, you would expect it to. Okay, so you're asking about the numbers, or you asking about will it fill the gap?
I'm asking is that all? I don't want to use the word all because that make it sounds too loose. But is that what the basic concept is of the overnight trading? Is what I just described. Like it get overnight, weekend, whatever. But the idea is you're looking to see, okay, it closed at this particular amount. When it gapped up the next day, where is it at? And it should fill whatever it should fill whatever that difference was, basically.
Yeah, over time, you would think that it would fill that gap. Now, ES does run 24 hours, but it does stop on Friday and it does start back up on Sunday night. So it stops like Friday night sometime or other, and then it starts up again on Sunday night at like 6, I want to say. So futures does take a pause.
Okay.
So
So
I'm thinking though, I don't know, and I need to go back and look at Adam's newsletter, but because every so often they change their nomenclature, and when they change nomenclatures, somehow that creates a gap, which is why every time we need to check how big the gap is. I think I'm not sure if the nomenclature itself is what drives it or something else, but that's how we get that gap where we have to keep changing our numbers.
okay. So I guess my question is, well, thank you for that. I guess my other question then is when are we supposed to be under the impression that it may fail, let's say on that morning? Let's say.
Oh, like that. I think that's SPX, not ES related. But SP they're running concurrent. They're not the exact same thing though, right?
Correct.
So, um, yeah,
So when people are talking about overnight trading, they're not talking about ES, they're just only talking about
no,
SPX.
yeah, they're talking about SPX. They're talking about maybe other things that gap up from the close to the open, even though you have post market and pre market stuff happening, right? But the options can't do anything in at night. They only do whatever in the daytime. So when there's a gap up for those things from day to day or in SPX, like you said.
Okay.
Hmm.
Tis all.
Hmm.
Thank you very kindly. I'm gonna swing back around here and look at this again. It look like it's trying to push out the bottom.
Hmm. I just saw order for
Uh,
some puts come through.
yeah, look, it's trying to push out the bottom. So it did that. This is the first level that I had marked as a turnaround because of this one back here. So that is where it bounced. Again, it's definitely something to watch. Mainly because what I've seen it bounce and continue down for the retest, and I've also seen it bounce from here, go up, and get stuck in here. So there's a lot it can do. Um, let's say, at what point do you put a PDT hack on? Would you be doing it right now?
Had you already put the other thing on? I mean, you said it pushed out of the 15?
Pushed out of the
Yeah, I
15. Would you
mean,
be doing the PDT hack right now?
yeah, if you're going to do the first trade, you would go to whenever, I think 10, 10, 15. I think that many people who do it this time, they do it, they don't enter till about 10, 15. I know Ms. Barbara waits to make sure that there is good confirmation. So I probably would give it another 15 minutes to ensure we're at the 10 o'clock turnaround. So I'd want to make sure that we were past that.
All right. You heard it here, folks. Make sure
Ten
you're past
fifteen,
that.
10:30. Yeah, you want to be, because again, we're getting into the trade for the day. So you want to make sure that that you are sure that it's going in that direction, the direction it said.
Was that the extension cord?
No, that was my that was my charger. Did you cover the trades for this week?
Nobody put any tickers in there.
Okay, I need to look at let me put um, let me share the screen if you're okay with that. If you'll let me share the screen. There we go. If you all are hang out with us during our, if you're with me in any other social media spaces and you're in our Telegram, you've probably seen these, but these are our trade ideas for the week. Um, Pinterest, oh, 3636. Yeah, that's not possible. Let me go see what Pinterest has to say before we can get it right, huh? Mm, Pinterest. We can get some proper numbers here for Pinterest because that's not it. I put on the call credit spread aside. Let me make it a little bit bigger. I think I wanted 36, 37, but let me go and look over here. 36 to 78. Yeah, you could probably do 35.5 or 36. So 36, 30, 36, and then something above that because you need, I'll actually fix this graphic, but you need 36, 36.5, which might be that's what I was going to type, or 36, 37 is for Pinterest. You got Bank of America on the call credit spread. Seems like the banks have a little bit of a pullback. I told you CPI was today. PPI is coming up. Is CPI today or tomorrow? You, Jamie, was CPI today or tomorrow? I feel like somebody mentioned it was today,
I could
but
check, but I don't think it can't be today. That's supposed to be on
yeah,
invest on Forex
yeah,
calendar.
yeah, yeah. Will you check real quick for me?
Sure.
Bank of America, General Motors, INTC. INTC is still got call credit spread. Schwab is here. OKE, Morgan Stanley, Johnson and Johnson, Apple, and McDonald's. McDonald's stock
CPI
is
is tomorrow.
tomorrow. Okay, okay. So thank you for that. Probably going to have some volatility and on Thursday when those happen. We have some put credit spreads. Valley, I think, is oil. Clean Spark is moving up. It's going to continue. I feel like it's going to continue to go. So is Mara. Palantir got some good news over the weekend or last weekend this week. SOXL, T Triple Q, Exxon, that's oil. Taiwan Semiconductors, Amazon, AMD. All right, this is what I see as some good ideas for trading this week. One of the things I said when I was on my call, on not a call, when I was on it might have been a call or a post was like there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars in this, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20. In this 20 trade ideas, there's literally thousands of dollars in profits. It really comes down to how you want to utilize it. Now, a lot of the people who start with us, I know, start small, and then you want to grow your money by percentages and increments. I want you really to focus on the percentages and not really focus on the amount of money. Remember, every time I talk about trades with you all, I always say, things like, okay, I can take you off then, huh? I always say things like that premium is going to be a 10% return on your money, or 20%, or 15% return on your money. I really want us to focus on the fact of the percentage return, not just the money, because I know we have to spend money in dollar, but you also want to say, okay, I can leverage $100 and taking a 15% return. Yes, that's $15. But you're saying if I leveraged $1,000 and took in a 15% return, that's $150. So you begin, and you, as you rinse and repeat this, the percentages continue to add up. If you're rinsing and repeating and you're making a 10 to 15% return on your money every single week, then that's gonna stack up, stack up, stack up, right? So if you can, I want you to always remember, Alyssa said this too, focus on the percentages, not just the money. All right. We want to get comfortable percentage returns in a non stressful environment, because it can be stressed going sometimes other ways, right? I'm not telling people what to do with their money. None of this is financial advice. I'm just saying I want you to always think about that at the end of a week, if you've done trading, however, we can be trading credit spreads and it can still be stressful. Like me last week. Oh my goodness. Was it the Taiwan Semiconductors and SMH? The SMH trade ended up turning out okay. Remember I was talking to you about that on Friday? The SMH trade ended up turning out fine. The price dropped enough for that to be profitable. It ended up closing for like $5. But the Taiwan Semiconductors trade was blown. I only had one contract, but it was still my 90. It was more like $80. I think I took in 25, so it was $75 I lost. But yes, that's my point. Continue to look at the percentages, not just the amount of money, because once you're comfortable with the percentages and rinse and repeating, you can then scale it up. You can comfortably scale it up. So, okay, as I'm going back to our list, use this list. Pick a stock that you like that you can lean in on. I'm back to my word. Or a few of these that you like, you can lean in on. If you're going to, you know, pick different things, I would suggest that you not pick everything in the same space. So, for example, CleanSpark and Mara are both in the crypto space. I like both of them, those. I think you could do those, but I wouldn't say like do CleanSpark, Mara, Riot, BTBT. I mean, I wouldn't do everything only in one sector. Kind of spread it around a little bit. Palantir is a different space that kind of falls in the AI space a little bit. SOXL is semiconductors, right? TQQQ is technology. Exxon and Valley are both going to be oil. AMD falls in the AI space and the semiconductor space. So try to, if you're going to do multiple things, try to spread it around a little bit so that way you don't overexpose yourself in one sector, right? But make these work for you. These are good trade ideas. All right, these good trade ideas. Make them work for you. All right, cool. Back to you, Jamie. I don't think I had anything else I wanted to share. Nope, I'm finished.
You sure?
Yes,
It doesn't sound convincing at all.
I'm
Um,
convincing.
all right. Let's swing back and take a look at our SPX before we bounce out of here. See what it's doing. All right. So this is the daily. Let me switch this to 15 minutes. So essentially, where we were looking at before is just simply it bounced off the second one that I marked, and it's trying to push its way through there. So we got 10, 11 right now. This time frame is the 10 o'clock turnaround that we refer to, where you can expect price to do something. Sometimes, usually it does something. Let me say it that way. It may not be major, but it seems like once those events start happening, you start seeing some type of movement. But as of right now, it is pushing down into this gap. The purple lines are the gap. What I just marked here was just simply the next turnaround point. Honestly, if it breaks past that, it could continue going down to here. I don't see why it wouldn't. In terms of the again, this is on a 15-minute chart, but in terms of previous levels or turnaround points, there's no reason why I couldn't keep selling all the way down to 5078 zone if it wanted to, but it is outside of our 15-minute zone as of right now. And when it retraced, it went to retrace, it bounced off up here. This is what is this? 5102 is where it bounced and turned around. So it is definitely outside of that 15-minute. It's just a matter of if it's going to stay and keep pushing down. So I would say we still got a little bit more time left, but it looked like it may be heading down. So for you 15-minute breakout people, you probably got, this is your time frame where you get revved up. Get prepared to do some things. Outside of that, I think we're all good. Our E2T daily declaration. By faith, I'm a successful trader. I'm a wise, knowledgeable trader. I make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. Money likes me because money is comfortable around me. It is drawn to me. Pause. Tanya is asking about your Friday study group. Where's somebody asking about the Friday study group?
She actually asked about it in the Telegram group, but I figure she may be here. You
Oh,
just mentioned the Friday study group when you were talking about something or other, and she asked you, what are you talking about?
oh, okay. All right. I will reply to her. Thank you. Um, the E2T daily prayer, Lord, give us wisdom and knowledge for our trades today. Help us to make smart and lucrative decisions for our portfolios.
It's a secret.
What's the secret?
I guess the study group is a secret because you're not mentioning it
It's
here.
it's not
So
my study group. I'm a part of it.
it's not an E2T study group.
It's
So
not an E2T study group. So
no, no,
uh,
no. He's off frolicking around with other study groupers.
don't even play me like that. If that's the case, my first study group should be accusing me of that with you.
You left them for me, baby.
If that's the case, shoot.
Move over,
Anyway,
bacon. Now there's sizzling.
um, yes, yeah, that's the Friday night study group. And if you're Michelle is in our box too, so I'll let y'all know. It's not that it's a secret, but they are trying to be you know careful about us, careful about their information.
Incognito. They be
Yeah,
incognito.
there's a little bit of a backstory to it, so I don't want to be in getting. I don't want
Oh,
to.
I'm
I
interested
ain't
to hear the
I ain't
backstory.
trying to burn no bridges. Let me just say it that way.
You try to get kicked out like I did.
Listen, I ain't trying to burn no bridges, pimp. My name Bennett. I ain't in it. That's
So
how I
try to
am.
get. Listen, there was a pastor who preached this message called "There's a Blessing Behind Closed Doors," and it was like, I mean, of course, your mind says there's a blessing like on the other side of the closed door, but really, what he was saying was there's a blessing behind somebody closing a door on you.
Yeah, I
'Cause
mean that's
E2T wouldn't be here if I didn't get put out of a group wrongly, by the way. But if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have E2T would not have been birthed. So I'm grateful to them. Thank y'all.
right.
Thank y'all for being who y'all were. Thank you for being yourselves.
Yeah, thank you for being yourselves. Okay. If you like the today's broadcast, please click like and please subscribe to the channel. I will say this though, it's over 3,000 subscribers now, something like that. Yeah, like 3,000 subscribers. I was very surprised that there was no countdown. It's like there was this big countdown to 1,000,
I know, because that's where the
and
money
then
started.
and then somebody just fell off with the hype. You like what happened?
With the hype.
I saw 3,000. I was like,
I made
I
some
ain't heard
Facebook
nothing
posts,
about
but you don't
this
do Facebook like that. I made Facebook posts.
for the 3,000.
I did, but you don't do Facebook like that,
Yeah,
so
no,
you don't
I
see a
don't
lot
do
of the stuff
it.
I post.
Me and
So,
Mark Zuckerberg
yeah.
got a lot to discuss before I start messing with Facebook again.
Listen, you better go find him in the, he's building a bunker. You better go visit his bunker.
You know what? I don't feel comfortable with the words white dude in bunker. I'm sorry. I've watched too much
Oh
American
my
history
goodness.
to feel comfortable. The only
Oh
thing I
my
like about the
goodness.
bunker is I think it's in Hawaii, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So at least I know they're gonna have some good weather if they do come up from underground.
Yes, but I did talk about it over on the Facebook page in my 3000. I talked about the 2000. 3000 came really fast after the 2000.
All
So
right.
we're still cruising right on. We're cruising right on, and I think I'm closing in on I might be closing in on 3500.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe even
Hmm.
close to over it.
We're
All right,
just
y'all.
cruising on in.
Make sure you trade with your head on the swivel today. And keep everything on the stay green and get this money tip. The VIX
Yes.
currently is up a little bit higher. It is now at 1590. It is up 7.87%. The Dow futures is down 0.55%. S&P futures down 0.63%, and NAS futures down 0.76%. So just keep in mind that just because it's down right now, don't mean that it'll be down all day, or shall I say that it'll be a straight drop down just because it's dropped. They're expect this to be some bouncing and things of that nature. So make sure you stick to the charts. All that being said, you all have a great trading day. You know where to find our Alyssa um, in her 1,001 spots that she is online. So y'all have a good one, and we will see you all on tomorrow. Peace.
Alrighty. All right. See y'all, everybody. Goodbye, everyone.